Mr. President,
Yes.
the Defense Secretary has ordered a review of the Afghanistan withdrawal that is ongoing. I'm curious if you have any update on that review. And then for the families, I know that there was frustration with previous investigations on Capitol Hill. Are you satisfied with the speed of this investigation thus far?
Yeah. Pete, do you want to answer that?
Yes, sir. On behalf of this beautiful group, on behalf of these families, on behalf of your loved ones who fought for our nation, America deserves answers as far as what happened in Afghanistan. The military needs to answer for what happened in Afghanistan. So upon the President's direction, immediately we initiated an investigation which showed that there needed an even deeper dive. So Sean Parnell, our Pentagon spokesman, who himself is an Afghanistan veteran, is leading this effort. It's a top priority for us. We're getting access to all the documents necessary, why decisions were made, why they weren't made, why certain force protection measures were ignored. Again, there's never been accountability for this.
13 American service members lost their lives during the Afghanistan withdrawal, and around 30, 2 others were left severely wounded, many with injuries that changed their lives forever. This fact alone highlights the magnitude of what went wrong during those critical hours. These were young men and women, full of courage, who had volunteered to serve their country in one of the most dangerous environments imaginable. They stood on the front lines of a mission that quickly turned into chaos, and in the end, they paid the ultimate price. The families of the 13 heroes were left shattered, robbed of sons and daughters whose futures were stolen in an instant. For the wounded, the struggle did not end when the bombs went off or when the withdrawal was complete. Their battle continues every single day as they cope with the devastating consequences of that tragedy. Arms and legs were lost, faces were disfigured, and lives were permanently altered in ways that no amount of medical care or rehabilitation can fully repair.
It's something that Joe Biden allowed to happen that never should have happened. Any objective observer knows that's not how you leave a country, and certainly these families know better than anyone else. These families deserve answers. We're going to be honest about it. We're going to get to the bottom of it. Sean Parnell, an Afghanistan vet, is leading it, and we're doing it on behalf of the American people. So I would anticipate middle of 2026. That's how thorough of a review we're doing. Hopefully a little bit sooner, but we're going into everything to get an understanding of what happened.
The review and investigation into the Afghanistan withdrawal is not just another formality. It is a process that goes deeper than any inquiry conducted before. The Defense Secretary ordered a comprehensive review, and at the President's direction, it became clear that a standard report would not be enough. Too many questions remained unanswered, too many decisions were left unexplained, and too many families were left in the dark about why their loved ones were placed in harm's way. That is why a broader and more thorough investigation was initiated, led by someone who has first-hand experience in Afghanistan, an individual who understands not only the politics, but also the realities on the ground. The fact that this spokesman is himself a veteran gives the process an added layer of credibility and determination.
So we remember these great 13 souls, but we also remember the people that were so badly injured, our soldiers, 32 of them approximately. And we're in contact with them always also, but they lost arms and legs, and their faces were blown to pieces, and they're incredible, and they suffer with it. And so we understand that. It should have never happened, should have never been allowed to have happened. And they were in the wrong place. Bagram was the place to be. Big, massive airfield with hundreds of acres surrounding it. Nobody could get near it. And who would not have done that? But we had a bunch of incompetent people running our country. So we are going to talk for a little while. We'll talk about people that I've gotten to know, the sons and daughters and others that died. And there were hundreds of people that died that day, hundreds, many from the other side, needlessly also. They did nothing to hurt anybody. But that was a terrible day, and I think it was the worst day, and in many ways the most embarrassing day in the history of our country. And yet, at the same time, we learned so much that it's, we call it a big lesson. It won't happen again. A thing like that can never be allowed to happen again. Doug, would you like to say something, please? You've been so fantastic at the VA. I appreciate it.
For them, the chaos of Afghanistan was not just a foreign policy failure. It was a personal disaster that changed everything. They want assurance that their loved ones' sacrifices will not be forgotten, reduced to footnotes in history books, or dismissed as the inevitable cost of war. They believe the country owes them more than grief, it owes them truth. These families also remind the world that accountability is not about punishment alone, it is about ensuring this never happens again. When they speak of wanting answers, they are also speaking for the safety of future soldiers who may be sent into harm's way. They know that their loved ones cannot come back, but they hope that by demanding transparency, the next generation of military families will not suffer the same pain. They want a system where mistakes are acknowledged, where leadership decisions are scrutinized, and where strategies are designed with the lives of service members as the highest priority. The demand for truth is also about dignity. For many families, the way their loved ones were lost felt like a betrayal of the trust placed in leadership. Soldiers go into battle knowing the risks, but they also go with faith that their leaders will do everything possible to protect them. When that faith is broken, accountability becomes the only way to restore honor to their memory. These families are not asking for pity, they are asking for honesty. They want leaders to admit what went wrong, to face the uncomfortable truths, and to ensure that the legacy of those who died is not overshadowed by incompetence or neglect.
Thank you, Mr. President. For these families here, I think you expressed the nation's grief at what happened, and we saw just a tragic mistake that was there. Someone that has been in the military, I was in Iraq and others, but Afghanistan, when you saw that withdrawal, but what you suffered and went through. And for those that you've mentioned, Mr. President, who are injured, who took the VA, the Department of Defense, we're taking care of those folks. We're going to continue to do so at your direction. But with the families, it's just one of those things. It's a place that never goes away. But I know from this president is he's made a commitment that that memory will not be forgotten, and the cabinet understands that. The number of people understand that because of what he's done.
And this is actually our biggest gathering today. So you must have heard Oval Office, and you said, I want to get there and do a Trump in the Oval Office. But it is, and it is a special place. But this is our biggest gathering in terms of the numbers, everybody here, because there was always somebody couldn't be.